I'm back with another triggering topic. Now, today I want to talk about Love Island Season 7 and how this particular season has really exposed the blatant racism and also anti-blackness that the world has for black women. Now, this is not going to be a real deep dive into the show. This video is really going to focus more on the fact that the show has brought out the world's anti-blackness more than anything. And I'm really going to be working from the perspective that you've already watched the show. So I'm going to focus on Huda and why she got the reactions that she did and what her actions caused to happen to Shelly and Alandria. Now, Huda comes into the villa from the very beginning and links with the two black women and instantly starts calling them the B word. Now, for me, I don't play that B word type of game with nobody, friend or not, but I know some people do. But the fact that she just started off with calling these beautiful black queens the B word without even getting their permission gave me the ick. And to me, that was the first sign of a red flag. Now, Huda, a non-black POC woman who seems to be attracted to black men, and more than likely that is because she is a single mother and very toxic. And we all know that black men will accept any and everything from a woman as long as she isn't black. Now, she latches on first to a confused biracial like Jeremiah, whose preference is non-black POCs and Latinas. Oh my gosh, shocker. Another biracial or black man that's preference is not black women. Oh my goodness, your preference is non-black women and Latinas, white tea Latinas, shocked. Oh, but anyway, now, as soon as Huda and Jeremiah can really express interest in each other, Huda becomes very possessive. She even guilts or outright intimidates other female islanders into not giving Jeremiah any attention. She also verbally abuses Jeremiah and criticizes everything he does. And actually, at plenty of points in the story, I actually began to feel sorry for Jeremiah. And I very, very rarely feel sorry for men at all. So that should already let you know that it was really bad. And the thing about it is that she didn't take any zero accountability for any of the things that she did or any of the wrong actions that she took. Really, she didn't. She called the bombshell girls the B words, talked badly about Iris, a female bombshell, and attempted to turn others against her simply for her being interested in Jeremiah, which hindered his ability to explore. Huda also weaponizes her sexuality and her sensuality to entrap men and control them. But she is very incapable of reciprocating anything that she expects to receive. All the while, what she is doing is draining the men emotionally and sucking the life force out of them. Literally, a literal succubus. Now, she ended up essentially being dumped by Jeremiah, her first partner, because not only was her toxicity and her verbal and mental abuse of this man, it was draining him and taking the fun out of his experience. It also took the fun out of others' experience. And I think as viewers, sometimes we neglect to understand that there are also things that we don't see, that production is curating a storyline or a narrative that they want us to feel or they want us to believe. So I do feel like there were a lot more things that Huda did because of how openly disrespectful she was to multiple people there. I believe that it was so blatant that they couldn't contain it all. So that's why we saw what we saw, because there was no way to contain it. So if you saw that, imagine what you didn't see, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Now, I will say with Huda also, she weaponized her tears specifically against black women, namely Shelly and Alandria. And I don't care what anybody says. I noticed that when she had any type of issues with them, the waterworks began. The victimhood began. a million times over. And I really do believe that is because everyone knows that the minute you start crying and it is you're talking to a black woman, instantly everyone's going to say, what did that big, bad, mean black woman do to you? That's what I feel like. And can't nobody tell me different. And I don't even want to get into all of that. I don't. If you know, you know. But I will say that in the show, Shelly and Alondria were pretty chill the entire time. They were also two of the select few of the women in the villa that did not bust it open in the villa. They kept it very classy. Well, as classy as you can be on Love Island. All right. Okay. Now, Huda gets with another black man in the villa. And in my opinion, she was in a secret competition with Shelly specifically because Shelly was able to get black men to pursue her without having to mentally manipulate them or seduce them or allow them to use her body light years too soon, might I add. You know, I really do believe that. And also, I think that Huda is not used to being around black men that actually desire black women and find them attractive. I blame the collective of black men for that, for allowing non-black women, POC women to feel as if automatically that black men do not rock with us and they are always going to be in a position of being centered or being above black women. And I really do believe that that was also part of her problem. I think she saw Shelly over there looking like a Barbie doll and seeing these black men really wanting to be with her and really liking her just as much. And that gave her a little bit of a, That's just how I feel. And, you know, like I said, you add the element of Shelly not having to give her body away the way Huda did. That also, I feel like, plays a part. But, you know, Huda was allowed to be in the villa, highly emotional. She was able to verbally abuse people, cuss at people, and act like a petulant child and still receive all of this grace and understanding online. And not only from white tea and POC women, but also from black women too, which blew my mind. Flabbers completely annihilated, destroyed. No gas, just flabbers, and those are gone too. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, my thing is that, and as soon as people didn't like just the one itty bitty thing that Alondria did that they perceived was a slight toward Huda, or soon as Shelly acted a certain type of way that they didn't feel like she was understanding enough towards Huda, then all I saw was barrages of hate against the both of those women. No grace, no understanding, no excuses being made for them, just straight supposed accountability wrapped in hatred. Now, I saw a racist meme of Huda being the face of Derek Chauvin and Shelly being George Floyd. You see it right there. Absolutely disgraceful. Who made this? I think you already know what type of person made that. You know, do you see this? Who gave Alondria the right to speak? My name is Alondria and I'm the most useless on the villa and Shelly is my leader. And y'all can see from this picture, not trying to be funny, but it's clearly a racially motivated photo of an African woman that is not Alondria. She looks to be in Africa. I know that there's nothing wrong with the black woman that I'm viewing, but I know the reason why they used the picture to be racist. And it's really disgusting. And then even if you see this comment, which I have to blur out the majority of it, where someone says Alondria is a cheap slave, F word, who sold herself for a white man, D word. And then we don't even have to talk about the BuzzFeed post where they made a post saying that Shelly needed to be served a knuckle sandwich for breakfast. So now y'all are talking about violence against black women who are the most at risk for violence and unalivings in the United States. That's what y'all want to do? off of a reality show? Like that's so crazy to me. And I even saw this.
It's Alondria and Shelly.
You're not very pretty, and you're not very bright.
Now I fully well know that it is some delusional people in this world, but maybe some of y'all just take the cake. And this one, y'all did that. So when I posted the video about Love Island and how I felt like Shelly, Olandria, and Sierra need to get the hell up out my villa, baby, some of y'all came in my comments and said, oh, you are racist because you want Shelly and Olandria gone. If y'all don't take every fucking stairway to hell, I mean get there ASAP. If you think for one doggone minute that I would agree with that mean girl shit, and I don't give a fuck if she was orange, yellow, green, blue, or red, you have lost your fucking mind. There is no fucking way in hell, no matter what color she is, that they should be allowed to be mean fucking girls for no doggone reason. And I don't care how you feel about me, baby. I wouldn't popsicle sticks for your damn opinion. It does not affect me. If you think I'm racist, baby, take that check to the bank and cash it. I'm not going to change my opinion. I'm going to stand on what the fuck I said. They were mean. They were acting jealous. And they have misplaced anger. They should have been placing the anger on the men that are making them angry and not Huda. That mean girl shit and that sneaky shit, they need to get the hell up out the villa. And if you don't like, I said what I said. And if you think I'm racist because I said Shelly, Olandria, and Sierra need to go, I don't give a damn. That is a you problem, not a me problem. Good day.
Now, you see these women joking about violence against Black women based on a reality show, which is really insane. But I think we know where all of this is rooted in. Then you see the girl talking about she wants them out of the villa. And then the last lady, okay, that just blew my mind. Once again, like, honestly, I think it is wild to see a whole bald-headed white tea woman doing her best, most bestest Black accent and Black woman impersonation / cosplay. And then you're using that to hate on Black women? That is so sick, sinister, diabolical, dastardly, twisted, and terrible. It's insane to me, like, honestly. And then in the last lady's comments, there is a goofy. And when I say goofy, I mean goofy. Black woman saying, I would give Chris and Huda the cash hands down. That's my final decision. What? You would give it to the girl that had 2 relationships, including intercourse with 2 different men in a short period of 6 weeks? That both of those relationships failed, you would give her the 100K? Not to mention, she was arguing with women there, calling them the B word and doing all of this out-of-pocket behavior. You think that she deserves 100K and grace? What? And, if you look at this picture, this is the picture of both of the men that Huda was speaking to. Both screenshot in times after they were speaking to her. She clearly exhausted both of these men emotionally and also ran both of them off. It's crazy to me. And, she did the same thing with both of the men. But it's crazy to me that even with her doing these things to 2 different men, she is still given grace. People are still all over this internet making excuses for this woman. And, it really it drove home the point to me that there is always grace to be had or to be given to everyone except Black women. And then my thing is all of the photoshopping of bald heads on top of Shelly and on top of Olandria. And the reason why they did that is because these women are beautiful Black women. So they had to find some other type of way to make them look unattractive or so-called undesirable. And it's crazy to me. Like, because if you have to Photoshop me, and you can see right here, somebody actually Photoshopped Shelly to make her look like a man. If you need to Photoshop someone in an attempt to make them unattractive, you've already lost, baby. You've already lost. Or if you try to showcase me in a natural state and insinuate that I look bad, but when you look at the picture, she still looks pretty, that's just pathetic. I don't even know what to say. And, you know, one of my guilty pleasures is like romance, reality TV, especially where there's some type of drama. And I will tell you that Love Island this season was not enjoyable for me at all. Not even in the slightest. It was actually triggering. And I'm here to say your triggered was triggered. You know, because it really was in your face how much people do not care about us as Black women. How, like I said earlier, there is no grace for us. No understanding, no attempting to see things our way. And if anyone acts like they like us, they are just waiting on the moment for us to mess up so that they can attack. And what's even more sad is the amount of Black women that are unable to stay on code to publicly support your sister no matter what, just like the others do. That's what you should be doing as a Black woman. I just want to know, in what world do other races of people, if they perceive that their people in their community did something wrong to a Black person, do they stand up and say, oh, what's wrong what that person did to us? And then do they publicly degrade the person in their community? Do they do that? Do you see that happen often? No. They do not do that. They stay on code. No one does that. No one else puts other races above their own except for Black people. And it's actually scary. You know, it's scary that we are constantly willing to put down our own in order to stand in solidarity with others who would never, ever, ever reciprocate that. They would make all type of excuses for their people. All type of excuses. And I don't know how many times we as Black people can actually see that in practice. There's literally millions of examples that I could point to show you that that actually happens. And it doesn't even have to be anecdotal. It can be actually factual. But, you know, we still, it's so many of us, not me, but so many of us that still fall into this trap.
Because Huda could say the N-word right now, and I still wouldn't like Shelly and Alandra. I don't give a rat's ass if Shelly and Alandra are also Black women, and just because I'm a Black woman, I shouldn't say anything about their weird-ass actions on the show. You must be new here, because I ain't never cared.
Huda is male-censored, but Shelly is a monitoring spirit, and I think Shelly's more dangerous as a friend in this scenario. I can tolerate having a friend like Huda. I cannot tolerate having a friend like Shelly.
Do you see that? A Black woman said a non-Black woman could use the N-word and she would be okay with that and still not like a fellow Black woman. Just insane. Or did you hear that clip where the Black woman said that she could be friends with Huda more than a Black woman? Why? Why would you say that publicly? You know, especially when I can promise you that woman views herself as superior to Black women, as do 99.99999% of the non-Black women that tend to date Black men believe. And, you know, that's a lot of times it's because Black men tell them that they are superior. And of course, they are more than happy to drink the Kool-Aid, but that's beside the point. I was just so disgusted and disappointed with this season because during times like this, it really shows me that Black women really and truly have no friends, have no allies.
I feel like she's got some skills that other people don't have. When she did that move where she was upside down, I was like, damn girl, that's impressive. I was very impressed. I would be feeling some type of way too. I'd be like, she's too good. Now I'm insecure. Listen, I don't know. I think that I saw everybody doing all kinds of things. So I can't say whether or not I feel like she went too far. It's kind of hard to say, but it seemed like Ace was really into it. So I feel like that might be a conversation to have with Ace. Yeah.
I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I liked the host, Ariana Madix. I thought that she was fly and pretty, and I thought that she seemed to genuinely care about the Islanders. But to hear her insinuate that Shelly is insecure and make it seem as if she was in the wrong when it came to Huda, knowing the hate that she was already receiving online, instead of trying to minimize or extinguish the fires of hatred that Shelly was getting, was just disgraceful, in my opinion. But, you know, that was my fault. My fault for ever believing that a white tea woman would ever be of assistance or of real assistance to a black woman in any scenario. But honestly, the whole season was a super trigger for me. And I keep saying this, but it really was a blatant reminder of, one, how many black men and biracial men have internalized misogyny and misogynoir and self-hatred, and they prioritize non-black women over black women. I also sat there and watched a black woman who was a 10 out of 10 be gaslit and devalued and degraded by a man that looks like a popsicle stick with locks on, aka Alondria and Taylor. Ew, a man with a bird chest that looks like it would cave in like a wet piece of paper, with a tattoo that says men ape don't hurt ape, which is such a stupid tattoo to get on your body. That was already crazy. And then I watched another black woman, a beautiful black woman, a 10 out of 10 Barbie doll, be torn apart and bullied for simply expressing her feelings about a situation that she had a right to have a feeling about. Whether you think she was wrong or right, they were her feelings. What would make you sit there and make racist memes and call her apes and monkeys because you don't like the way she feels about something that happened on a reality show when you don't know anybody? I also want to say, and I'm speaking about Huda, if you are extremely possessive about men that you're locked in with, and you take that as far as to you want to lightweight threaten the competition, and then you turn around and you tell me that you're my friend, and you basically sit there and put your vajayjay on my man's face, I have a right to feel a way about it, because you would have torn your lashes out of your eyeballs if somebody did that to any of the men that you liked. If somebody had did what she did to Jeremiah, that girl would have torn up everything. She probably would have been out there eating the flowers, eating the mosquitoes out there, eating the couch cushions, eating the soul tie sign, chomping up everything and acting like a complete psychopath. But it's cool for you to do it. Everybody got to understand where you coming from. But when it comes time for you to give somebody else that same grace, now you don't know. Now you want to play crazy and play stupid. That just doesn't even make any sense to me. And I have no idea why there were so many people that couldn't just get the fact that the reason why Shelly was upset is because of the hypocrisy. And it's sad to see black women that just want to have fun and get some exposure and be on a dating reality TV show be called slaves and monkeys and apes and receive unaliving threats. Then you have people like Cookie, Ace's supposed best friend, and I'm not even going to call her that, because what she gives to me is a girl that is desperately in love with him, and he clearly doesn't reciprocate the feeling.
And I hope Ace understands, and I'm going to let him know. I'm going to call him. Don't bring that bitch around me. I'm letting you know that right now, because I don't like you.
A terrible person when I'm not.
I would have not said sorry for a motherfucking thing. I'm not saying sorry for bouncing that ass.
I'm truly, deeply sorry for anything that I said.
Shelly, you're fake. Basically that, and I circled it. Y'all can screenshot this if y'all want to.
I'm truly sorry, and I take full responsibility.
I also will say it to your face, because you can't do shit about it.
Terrible person when I'm not.
You know how I am, and you know how I get down.
because I'm not that type of person.
Sorry to Shelly. I'm gonna say sorry to a fuck thing. Dead homies. I'm gonna say sorry for shit.
Shelly, I'm sorry for what I said about you.
The fuck wrong with you? Girl, they try to you can't cancel somebody who don't give a fuck. That's the thing. You can't cancel somebody who don't give a fuck. Nobody worry about suck my dick, bitch. Fuck is you talking about? Bitch, you got me fucked up. See, I be letting y'all know.
Hey, my name is Cookie, and we're all here because of me disrespecting Shelly online. And I would say this is my apology, and I'm truly, deeply sorry for anything that I said or anything that may have caused harm, because I'm not that type of person, and I should have known better, and I take full accountability for everything that I said because it wasn't right at all. And in the moment, I was upset, and I said things that I shouldn't have said, and not understanding how that may affect other people, and not understanding that, you know, words and things like that may
I really think that it's wild that this whack job got online, supposedly being Ace's friend, threatening all type of violence and to beat up Shelly when she gets out of the villa, and then doubling down, and then only coming back on the internet to fake cry once she receives backlash for it. Crazy to me. And, you know, I really know that these black women received all of this backlash because of their skin complexion. And to me, it's not surprising, but it's still so sad. Just the lack of empathy and the lack of understanding that the world has for black women. It's very disappointing because everyone else is perceived to be deserving of some grace. Everyone else can display their emotions, good, bad, or in between. They can even mess up and still be worthy of redemption, but not black women. It's just such a draining experience seeing it play out in real time, seeing it in front of the world for everyone else to see. And I think another thing that really makes me upset is that even when all of the signs are there, even when it's so blatant, people still play in our face and act like they don't understand. What? I don't know how you guys can get racism from this. I don't know how you guys can get colorism from this. This would happen to anyone, while actively it's not happening to anyone but black women. It's crazy. Like, I don't know when the world will collectively say, enough is enough. We have treated black women horrifically. Oftentimes, I feel like there's nothing that we can do to stop this, and probably because, logically speaking, there's nothing that we can do to stop this. But one thing that we do have control over is how we relate to each other as black women. And I really do believe that we need to work harder at sticking together and publicly standing together and staying on code no matter what. If somebody needs to be corrected, it needs to be privately. We need to always have a unified front in front of the entire world so they know that we are basically impenetrable. I don't believe that we should ever empathize with anyone before we empathize with each other as sisters, as black women. But I digress. If you watched this whole video and you truly enjoyed it, then please do me a favor and drop a 100 down below in the comments. And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. Just do your girl a free favor. Follow me on TikTok. I live stream there exclusively. Also, follow your girl on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. And subscribe. And as always, ladies, I really love to hear from y'all. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.